So you moving a similar distance in another direction, you have a pretty strong argument when it comes to that. Another piece of this is, why are you moving? Are you moving for what's in the best interest of the kids? What is going on, everybody? My name is Mark Real Jr., the Father's Rights Attorney, and you are watching another episode of the Father's Rights Playbook. On today's episode, we are going to take a question from social media over the last week or so and discuss it. Today's question involves move-aways, or the theory of moving away. My ex-wife and I separated roughly 3 years ago after I found out she was having an affair with my best friend. After we divorced, she ended up marrying him 6 months later and eventually moved 20 minutes away to another city. Fast forward, I found a job doing something I love and fell in love with my person. I'm newly engaged. The challenge is my person lives 45 minutes away and has kids of her own in a different school district. In addition, my new position is 45 minutes away from my current town. A move halfway in between not only puts me closer to work, but also keeps both of her kids and mine within 30 minutes of her ex and mine. My ex is threatening to pursue legal action if I don't stay in the kids' school district. Not only that, but my children constantly share how she alienates my fiance, me, and her 2 kids. Since I'm currently living here, I have been listed as the kids' primary address. It doesn't state anywhere in my divorce decree that I am legally obligated to keep them in the same school district. I want to know what I have to do to relocate my kids. So, being that you said you're looking to move 20 to 30 minutes away from where you are now, and you're moving out of the school district, that's going to be a material change in terms of distance. Now, the easy answer is, if you were able to make that move or move a little bit closer and keep them in the same school, you would most likely not be obligated to follow what the family code says in regards to move-aways. And that is that you need written consent of the other parent or an order of the court. Given that you're moving out of school district, I would advise you to most likely get one of those 2 things. Sounds like she's not going to agree to it, so that would mean you would need to file an RFO with the court requesting to move away. And you need to understand kind of some of the key factors when it comes to a move away request. So number 1 is a really strong argument you have is she's already previously moved further away and out of the school district. So she was actually the one who moved first. You are now the primary parent that the kids use the address for school. So you moving a similar distance in another direction, you have a pretty strong argument when it comes to that. Another piece of this is, why are you moving? Are you moving for what's in the best interest of the kids? So framing it as, I want to move in with my new significant other, probably not the best way to do that. If you're able to pair this move to, I'm moving closer to my job, I am going to be able to care for the kids more, I'm going to be able to be more present, I'm going to have a shorter commute, that can be a really, really compelling argument. So with the facts given, how would I frame my argument? So number 1 is, I'm moving to be closer to my job to put me in a better position to care for the children. I'm going to save myself an hour a day on the road, and I'm going to be able to be more present. It's going to make it easier for me to drop them off school, pick them up from school, and do those things that a parent needs to be able to do. Number 2 is bringing in the support system. You're currently engaged, but if you were married, you could make the argument that you want them to live and be closer to their step siblings, and their new stepmother provides a level of care to them that is beneficial to the children. With the facts given, there's still a lot missing. There's 17 factors to a move away. Is mom using all of her time? Is there a history or anything to do with domestic violence? Because the affair really doesn't matter. But given those facts of like, hey, I'm moving closer to my job to be more available, I'm only asking to do what she has already done. And what I'm asking to do is reasonable. And this becomes an even stronger argument if this new job, if this new career pays you significantly more. But what are the risks within this request. So the biggest risk is the judge looks at you and says, no, you have not met your burden for me to grant this move away. And if you do move, I'm going to give primary custody to mom. Now, the benefit on the other side is it appears that she is very vindictive, is not really happy with you moving on with your life, despite the fact she has. And that is something that can come across in the hearing, especially if this move is reasonable. If you're moving 15, 20 minutes away, especially if it's a situation where you can keep the kids in the same school district, or if you can't, you're moving them to a more highly rated school, makes this argument more compelling. Another piece that would be really important that hasn't been mentioned is the continuity of the schedule. Would this move impact the current custodial arrangement? If she currently picks them up and drops them off from school on certain days, and this move would not allow for that, that is a factor that the judge will need to take into account. So this is not without risk. It appears you have a decent case. She's already done it. It's kind of a quid pro quo thing, like, hey, if she did it, why can't I do it? You're making more money. It's going to put the kids in a better position to succeed. It wouldn't be about moving in with my new fiance. It wouldn't be that this is about what makes me comfortable. Make sure you frame those arguments as in the best interest of the kids and why this move is in the best interest of the children. And that'll give you the best chance of getting this granted. I would not get too far ahead of myself in regards to the planning of it until I file this request, get a tentative plan in place. This is what I would like to do. This is the area we would like to move, get approval of the courts, and then go from there. Because the worst thing you can do is move and you put the judge in a tough place when it comes to that. Who do I give the children to if the primary parent moved, but they didn't do it in the right way? Because understand, the courts don't have jurisdiction over where you live. They have jurisdiction and control over the children. So they can say, hey, the children must go to this school, or the children must be within a certain distance. They can't do that to you, but they can modify custody if you make decisions that don't allow for the court orders they've been made to be practical. That's my spiel on that. When it comes to moveaways, I would strongly advise talking to an attorney. This move is probably somewhat on the borderline of whether it's a move away or not, and you have some really compelling factors. You also have some weak spots in your case potentially with facts that were not disclosed in this message. So talk to an attorney, see if it actually is a move away. If it's technically not a move away, then go ahead and do it. But if it is a move away, I'd advise you going through the proper channels, having an attorney probably try to negotiate, work a deal out, and if not, filing that request so that you can potentially make that move. I hope you found this informational, educational, maybe a little bit entertaining. My name's Mark Real Jr., the Father's Rights Attorney, and thank you for watching another episode of the Father's Rights Playbook.